Okay, we used Dixie Belle mud in brown on the top after a lot of divots had gotten dug in there from peeling and scraping and also sanding. So as we went, we found easier methods to get rid of the veneer, but just wanted to smooth out the surface. So now we're going to sand that, and it's really easy to sand Dixie Belle mud. We're just going to take this brush that we keep wiping off. Just work that color together. You really don't have to do too much to it. Because that kind of is, I like the way that looks already. I'm just kind of working up and down and then also side to side. Wiping that brush off, remisting. And if you don't like the way something looks, come back in with, so if you want more black in there, come back in with the black. I kind of like that. And so I'm going to scoot over here and work on this side. I also don't like that spot right there, so I'm just going to blend that a little bit more. There we go. You just don't want to see a line. I just want to blur it. Okay, need a little more paint here. Alright, so what I'm doing now is just giving a second coat, so it's wet, of the muscadine wine color. I'm just going to work on this one end here, and then we're going to go into the next color, which is the barn red. So I'm just redoing this area up here, a little bit on the top of the legs. I'll work the front when I get around there, but just put a little bit on. Okay, so again, we're getting a clean brush for the different color. So keep a brush for the muscadine wine and a brush for the barn red. Now, these colors are similar, but they're different. So we're just gonna keep the brush separate. But it's okay if they touch, because after all, we are gonna blend them. We just want to see not a solid line. I'm going to go up pretty far because I think I only have two more colors, the tea rose and the sandbar. So take this up kind of far here. You know, at first I didn't think there was a big difference in these colors, but now that I'm seeing them together, I'm really liking it. I think especially when we see it all together with the transfer, it's really going to be a big impact. This piece is so dry, I'm actually just going to mist that just a tad. Just going to re-wet this, and then we'll do some blending. I'm not a big red fan, but I'm loving this. It's going to be a very dramatic piece. Sometimes when I'm painting, I miss my mom a lot because she would just like that. Okay, so again, when we blend the color, the brush is clean, so we don't want any colors in that. And we're using the mister, and we're just going to spray that line. And then we're just going to use the brush and go. You can go up and down, you can go across this line, but we're just going to blend it together. So we don't want to see where one color starts and the other ends. We don't want to see a line. So we're just going to keep wiping this brush off. You can even spray the brush a little bit. The mister just reactivates the paint. To it if I want to see a little more muscadine wine. Just paint a little more muscadine wine and blend it in. I like it. I think it's a good blend. So I'm gonna go around the side and keep working. I was just saying how much I love my stool from Harbor Freight. So nice to be able to just work up against the piece and not be uncomfortable doing it. Yeah, paint the hinges and everything. We can come back in with that muscadine wine and come up on that door a little. Again, this door is not that critical because we're going to be applying the transfer. So we just want the paint on it because the transfers grab onto the paint a lot better than they do like bare wood. So especially this old monster. Beautiful old monster. This going up a little bit higher on here. The next color we're going into is called Tea Rose, which is pink. We'll be blending that up into a color called Sandbar. So I don't want my line to be right at the drawer. I'm trying to decide if I want that to go up even up into here. Yeah, I think this is good. High up on the drawer. And I may come back in with a stamp and do some stamping of some roses, some black roses on the door, or the drawer fronts rather. I don't think I want to do the whole piece in transfers. Difference when you look at paint on a piece right next to a different color than when you look at it in the jar. You can compare and compare, and then all of a sudden when you see it on the piece against the other color, that's when you see the real difference. Muscadine and make that line meet up a little bit more. Go around the corner and work on that. So let me come back over here, put a little more paint on. were painting it all one piece, it wouldn't be quite so interesting to watch the painting process, but this really breaks it up into segments, and it makes it fun and quick. It goes really quickly when you break a piece up like this. I just want this paint to be wet, so that's why I'm going back over it so soon. And I'm going to get my muscadine line here and re-wet this bottom layer here. I can't wait to see the waxes on here, the black wax. Dee, who's filming for me, asked me what I was going to put on it, and the more I work, the more black and clear wax becomes the answer. Okay, so I've got my clean brush. Thing on the line. Just work those colors together. You can use a up and down stroke, or you can use a cross, but we just want to get rid of the line. Wispy cloud stroke. Colors to remain true. So you can come back in, and there's spots where you feel like you lose that color, but that's where we blend, and we don't want to see one color or the other. Use my brush. Just package it up and step back in, look at it. Wanted to see more muscadine wine in there, but then I have to come back in and blend a little. You know what? Again, I'm fussing with the door there, and that's going to be covered. You can stop. We can continue this side if you want. You're just going to continue around the corner with the bar red. Enjoying watching this, and I hope that you're going to be inspired to try blending on your own. It used to intimidate the heck out of me, and I watched plenty of videos on YouTube myself, and one of my blending gurus is Brandy Kellenborn, if I say her name right, but she is Dixie Dixie Belle brand ambassador, and in my book, she's like the queen of blending. And I was fortunate enough to take a class with her at the Dixie Belle conference in Florida this February. So was lucky to have had that experience, and I really feel like that it really helped me be less intimidated. And I have watched other people blend since. You know, everybody's kind of has their own little style, and the big thing is just, you know, Brandy makes it look like nobody else. Honestly, she makes it look so easy and just seamless. I absolutely love her technique. So check her out on YouTube and on the Dixie Belle Facebook page and on her own Facebook page, Brushed by Brandy. A lot, I think, has to do with the kind of brushes you use too. Kind of use an older, bigger Klingon brush, and perhaps a softer brush. One of the newer Dixie Belle brushes might be a better choice for me here, but sometimes I just have to go with what I've got. So that's what I'm doing. Grabbing a little more muscadine wine and just refreshing this color on the bottom here a little bit. Just kind of got the barn red way down in there, and I just want to see a little bit more of this wine. And I guess there might be some wine served on this cabinet at some point in somebody's home, wherever it ends up. Okay, so that's all it is for that. So we've done caviar, muscadine wine, and barn red. And now we're moving up to tea rose, and we're gonna go about 3 inches from where the top is with this color. This is a really pretty dusty pink. And when you see this transfer on here, I think this is where the whole drama of all of this is going to come out. Staying a little bit on the back side here. Anyways. Oops. I've been going kind of heavy with the paint just because it's an older piece and it's very dry. And we're definitely going to give it a great waxing when it's all done. A little bit higher here. Don't have to be perfect. You know, Dixie Belle's a self-leveling paint, so brush strokes basically disappear. Just getting the paint on the piece, laying it on the piece is the most important thing. And when we're blending like this, we're going to get rid of that line. We'll come back in and re-wet the paint and just blend it all together. Sometimes I swear the different colors have different scents. I know it's all in my head, like I smell strawberries sometimes when I paint with pink, but I am a little crazy. Okay. So even though I just painted that, I'm going to come So if you are enjoying watching these videos, I'm planning on doing a whole series of videos. So I would like you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Le Vintage Decor. Again, my name's Levon. We have so much fun at Le Vintage Decor, doing in-home design and all kinds of things. We're a retailer for Dixie Belle paint. So having a little bit more of a difficult time going from this very dark color to this light color. So it's requiring a lot more blending, and I probably could use a softer brush again, but we'll work it out. We're gonna keep working with the mist here, and just keep adding the color back in where we need it. That's all we can do. It's just, that's kind of what we needed there. I think was a little bit more mist.